Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kayla and welcome. So today I'm going to be sharing 10 health food items that I buy every single week when I go to the grocery store, like without fail. And you know, over time, as I started to eat healthier and healthier, I just found myself sort of gravitating towards these items and using them mostly on a daily basis. And of course, eventually they became staples in my kitchen, and now I buy them every single week. So I just wanted to make this video to show you what I like to buy every week, and maybe it'll inspire you to start including these items into your weekly routine as well. But anyway, let's jump right in and get started. So the first thing that I like to buy is some sort of leafy green, and right here I have a big tub of organic baby spinach. And the three that I like to pick up the most often is going to be my spinach. I like to pick up a bundle or two of romaine lettuce. It's great for salads. And of course, you can't go wrong with kale. So the reason why is because having leafy greens on hand every week just makes it a lot easier to stay on track with your healthy eating, because if you need to whip up something really fast, if you haven't meal prepped that week, then of course you can always whip up a salad, and you can't whip up a salad if you don't have any greens. Also, if you're going to be drinking your smoothie every single day like I try to do, then you know, you can throw your greens into a green smoothie. You can also saute your greens with dinner with a little bit of coconut oil and sea salt. There's just so many things that you can do with leafy greens, and it doesn't have to be complicated, you know. For me, it's just so important to have my leafy greens on hand, because I try to get in some sort of a leafy green on a daily basis to make sure I'm getting that fiber, you know, those minerals and those nutrients every single day. So this is a no-brainer for me. It's great to always have these on hand. But I also want to mention that with my produce, I don't always buy organic. Like if the skin is still on with avocados, for instance, I don't necessarily have to buy those organic. But when it comes to leafy greens, because they are sprayed directly with pesticides and stuff, I do like to go ahead and get my leafy greens organic, just to avoid, you know, as much pesticide exposure as I possibly can. Another item I buy every week is my lemons. Now, y'all know I love my lemon water. I've done a whole video on the benefits of lemon water, so I'll link that video for y'all below. But yes, I personally try to drink lemon water every single day because it's great for your immune system. It's got a ton of vitamin C. It's great for your skin, for supporting overall detox of the body. Now, in addition to using lemons in my lemon water, I also like to use lemons for flavoring my food. So if I'm making some salmon, I'll, you know, put a little bit of dried rosemary, sea salt, and spritz a little bit of lemon juice on there, and boom, you have a fresh, delicious salmon recipe. I also like to spritz lemon juice on my salads. So for instance, if I'm gonna add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, I'll spritz some lemon juice on there as well. So there's just so many ways you can use lemons. They're so versatile. So you know, it's just great to always have them on hand. And like I said, I try to drink my lemon water every single day. And next up is organic pasture-raised eggs. Now in this household, we love us some eggs. We eat eggs all the time, whether we boil them for snacks, you know, scramble them, or fry them for breakfast. I use them for baking sometimes. I mean, it's just, you know, eggs is just a staple that you always have to have on hand. But one thing I do want to point out is when it comes to animal derived products like eggs, I do like to make sure I get organic and the highest quality possible, because you know, most eggs come from cows that are raised in factory farms, that are injected with growth hormones and steroids and fed a diet of GMO grains, you know, all that bad stuff. So I try to get my eggs always from healthy cows. Now, if you have access to a local farmer, or you have your own chickens in your backyard, then obviously those are going to be the best quality eggs for you, and you can actually see the difference. If you've ever had eggs directly from a farmer or in your own backyard, look at the yolk. The yolk is a lot more, it's a deeper, richer color, almost like an orange color, compared to like a pale yellow, which is what you're going to see in the grocery store. And that's because the yolk is a lot more nutrient dense, because the chickens are raised very healthfully, pasture raised, all that good stuff. In fact, my little brother has his own chickens, so I'm kind of jealous because he lives all the way in Mississippi, so I can't get my farm fresh eggs. But the next best thing is to get organic pasture raised from the grocery store. But yeah, eggs are very nutritious, especially if you get high quality, and it's just something that I always like to have on hand. And the next item I buy every single week is avocados. Now, I love me some avocados. I eat them almost every single day. They're so versatile. You know, you can use it on top of your salads. You can make homemade guacamole. Sometimes I just eat it right out of the shell, put a little bit of sea salt and pepper on it. It's a great snack, you know, and it's so filling. It's a great source of healthy fats, and a lot of people don't even realize that avocados actually have a good amount of fiber in them too. Of course, they're full of vitamins and minerals. They're just a really good food to have on hand. Now, the tricky part is making sure that they don't spoil, because we all know that avocados turn brown so fast. And I've done a video on that, on 3 ways that you can preserve your avocados so you never have to throw them away again. So I'm gonna link that video for y'all below as well. But yes, avocados are a must on my grocery list every single week. Next up is celery. Now, celery is just one of those things, kind of like leafy greens, that you can just always have on hand, already cut up, ready to go. I like to use it to dip in my almond butter. I like to dip it in my guacamole. I even like to dip it in salsa. I mean, really, if you're just craving something crunchy and you don't want to eat too many carbs, then celery is the way to go. It's full of fiber, full of vitamins and minerals, so it's great for your health. But one way that I like to go ahead and prepare my celery at the beginning of the week and make sure it's fresh all throughout the week is I'll cut it up and then I'll add it to a glass mason jar with water and then seal it, put it in the refrigerator, and I'm telling you, this is a game changer because it will keep your celery extra crunchy throughout the entire week. And next up is some sort of nut milk. Now, this one is organic, unsweetened almond milk, and I find that I go between almond milk and coconut milk. I love both of them, but because I drink a smoothie almost every single day, I do like to add some sort of nut milk every now and then to my smoothies just to get that extra creamy texture and flavor. And I also use this when I make chia pudding, which sometimes I make it twice a week sometimes. I also use it when I make a matcha latte, or I sometimes put it in my coffee for extra creamer. But yeah, it's just something that I always have on hand, and I find that I use this at least 3 or 4 times a week. And the next item I buy every single week is grass-fed ground beef. Now, sometimes I'll do ground turkey as well, but I find that I'm more of a ground beef person than a chicken person. I like chicken, but you know, back in college, I ate chicken almost every single day, and I think I just got burnt out on it. So yeah, I stick to my grass-fed ground beef and ground turkey. I love it because you can put it in your stuffed bell peppers, stuffed sweet potato. You can make taco salads with it. There's so many things you can do with ground beef and ground turkey, but you want to make sure, again, just like with the eggs, that it's high quality. I cannot stress this enough. Like unless I'm going to a restaurant, I will not buy conventional ground beef. It has to be high quality grass fed, and that's because, you know, conventional beef, again, comes from factory farmed cows that are just very unhealthy. In fact, they've actually done studies that show that pasture raised grass fed cows actually have a higher nutrient profile than the factory farmed cows, specifically with CLA, and CLA actually has cancer fighting properties. So yes, it is totally worth it to pay the extra price for grass-fed beef. Now, I know it's a little bit more expensive, but I always tell my clients, look, if you can only afford to, you know, buy organic animal products versus organic produce, always go with organic animal products, just because animal products can get super dirty and nasty, given the fact that they're coming from very unhealthy animals that are in factory farms. So yes, anyway, grass-fed ground beef is a go-to for me. And next up is sweet potatoes. Now, most of y'all know that I stick to a carb cycling diet. So some days I'll have, you know, low carb days, keto style. And then on other days, I'll have a moderate carb day where I do include some healthy starchy carbs. And one of the main ones that I like pretty much every week is sweet potatoes. I just love sweet potatoes. They're so full of nutrients. They're full of fiber. They're healthy. You can roast them. You can steam them. You can make sweet potato chips. In fact, probably my favorite recipe right now with sweet potatoes is one of the ones that I shared with y'all in my 10-minute dinner video a while back. It's the sweet potato taco skillet. Y'all, it is so good. I am obsessed with it right now. If you haven't tried it, I'll link that recipe for y'all below. But yes, sweet potatoes are one of the main ways that I include healthy carbs in my moderate carb days. And the next item I always like to have on hand is frozen blueberries. Now, anytime I'm craving something sweet, especially after dinner, but I don't really want to overdo it. It's not a cheat day or anything like that. I'll get 1 cup of frozen blueberries, or even sometimes just half a cup, and I'm telling you, it curbs my sweet tooth every single time. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about frozen blueberries that's so satisfying. Another one of my favorites is frozen cherries. I'm telling you, when you try frozen blueberries and frozen cherries, your life is gonna be changed. Like, you're gonna be like, why have I not discovered this yet? I don't know what it is. It's so refreshing and so satisfying that after you eat it, you literally crave no more sweets. So yes, this is sort of like a little health food hack that if you're craving something sweet, try frozen blueberries or frozen cherries. Now you can do frozen raspberries, frozen strawberries. I even like to freeze grapes sometimes, but I find my favorite is the blueberries and the cherries, but try whatever you want to. I'm telling you, frozen fruit like that, especially frozen berries, are so good. And the last item is my pasture-raised collagen peptides. Now I don't really buy this every week. I would say every 2 weeks I buy it, but I wanted to include it in this list because it is something that I have been consuming every single day for the past at least year or so. And I've started to include collagen peptides into my diet because nowadays our modern diets, we don't get enough collagen. You know, back in the day when they would kill an animal, they would eat the animal nose to tail, meaning that they would eat the skin, they would eat the cartilage, they would make bone broth with it, and all of these things contain collagen, and collagen has the complete amino acid profile, like with glycine and other amino acids that are really good for your hair, skin, nails, joints, things like that that you just don't really get the benefits from with muscle meat like ground beef. So I've really been trying to include these every day into my diet. I put it in my smoothies, and if I don't drink a smoothie that day, I might put it into my my dessert recipes like my chia pudding. I'll find some way to get it in, but I really wanted to mention this one because it is something that I've been using every single day, and it's important that you get super high quality. You want to make sure, just like what I said with the eggs and the ground beef, that it comes from cows that are pasture raised, grass fed, all that good stuff, to make sure that they're healthy. But yes, I find, you know, you can make your own bone broth. Of course, bone broth is the best way to get your collagen, but if you don't have time to make bone broth, then this is the next best thing. And I'll link the brand, the Vital Proteins brand that I use, below. Now, another thing that I just mentioned on my stories the other day on Instagram is that I've also been incorporating the Vital Proteins Beauty Collagen, and not only does it contain the peptides, but it also contains hyaluronic acid, and hyaluronic acid is very anti-aging. It helps to keep the moisture in your skin. It helps your skin look more plump, and I've started including this probably about a month or so ago, I would say, and I love it as well. I got the lavender lemon flavor, and it is so refreshing and so good. So I sort of just rotate, you know, but if you're just starting with the collagen, I would just say go with the regular unflavored peptides. And then maybe put this beauty collagen in there to sort of boost, especially if you're looking for anti-aging. This beauty collagen is amazing. But yeah, I've been trying to include collagen in my daily diet for at least a year now, and I can definitely tell a difference with my hair. Just the other day I went to the salon and she was filling my hair, and she said it just feels so much thicker up top, which means new hair growth. Also, my nails grow a lot faster. Now my skin, of course, most of you know that I had acne in the past, so it's sort of problematic, but you know, the skin takes a little bit longer to turn over and to see results with, but I can say that I have seen gradual improvement in my skin texture. So, you know, I'm just gonna keep on including it because it can't hurt. Well, there you have it, 10 health food items that I buy every single week. Now, keep in mind that there are other foods that I include in my weekly routine that I don't buy at the regular grocery store. I buy them in bulk at Costco. For instance, like my chia seeds and my flax seeds. So if you want me to do a video on the 10 staple items I always get in bulk at Costco, comment below and let me know. I'll do a video on that as well. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't joined the family, I would love for you to join. Hit that subscribe button below. But that's it for today, y'all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.